The price of oil is surging to a pandemic high here, in part due to a green energy push. Swiss voters have actually rejected a tax hike there aimed at fighting climate change. Joining me now, Power the Future founder and CEO Daniel Turner. Daniel, good to see you. There is pushback now, Daniel. People in America, even people in green Switzerland are seeing that there is a relationship between this green energy push and the price of energy going sky high and not seeing the results in terms of jobs that are being claimed by green administrations like ours now in the U.S.
No, there's never been the delivery of green jobs, especially that we saw in the Obama administration promise green jobs. The Biden administration is promising these green jobs, and we've never seen that. But what we have seen is the fallout. High energy prices, high utility prices. Good for this country for pushing back, good for their voters pushing back. We don't want Europe's future, where they pay 4 and 5 times the price for utilities and for petrol in the UK that we pay in America. That is the result of going green. And the American people, if they know that, I know would vote against it.
You know, there's another, maybe even more important result of going green, and that's that we lose our energy independence. I mean, we had this brief respite of 4 years, brief in terms of the history of the United States, where during the Trump administration, he deregulated tremendously in the energy industry. We saw this boom in fossil fuel jobs that killed the green energy folks. Now they're back in power. And we're losing our energy independence. And that puts us at the mercy of these oil sheiks and Russia, by the way, that we were happy to get away from.
It does. And now we have to pay attention to what OPEC is doing. In their June meeting, they talked about continuing to cut production. Let's see what they say in July. But you're absolutely right. For a while, that energy independence gave us leverage over these countries. Now we are weak compared to OPEC. Now Russia is rattling its sabers once again. And we don't have to live like this as Americans, because we have enough oil and gas domestically to power our country and to supply our allies with.
And so by the way, we should say that this energy, this fossil fuel energy, is a lot different from the fossil fuel energy of our parents and grandparents, which spewed out all kinds of carcinogens and really ruined the air. This is a lot cleaner energy. That's why the United States has become one of the cleanest air industrialized nations in the world, right? I mean, so it's not, we're not talking about coal energy here.
No, and since the 1990s, we've reduced our emissions about 20%. The industry always gets better because free markets look to improve themselves. They look to be more efficient. They look to be more effective. It is these huge government mandates that will allow something like green technology to replace it. There's no marketplace call for wind and solar. What there is trillions of dollars of government mandates and political pressure. But the free markets want what is efficient, what is domestic, what is reliable, and what is abundant, and that is overwhelmingly fossil fuels here in America.
Daniel, let me go back to the job issue, because we saw a scam during the Obama-Biden administration that really needs to be emphasized. They were claiming all kinds of green jobs that when the Wall Street Journal did an extensive research on, the news side of the Wall Street Journal in 2012 came out with an article that was based on months of research looking at claims by the Obama administration of jobs created in windmills and solar energy, et cetera. Turns out they were tremendously overrating the job creation that was actually going on. They were claiming tens of thousands of jobs. Journal went into these places. There were only a couple of dozen in some of these places. So are we going to see the same fake figures now that we saw back then?
Well, this is the same Obama administration that gave us that phrase, jobs saved or created, every month for 8 years. And there was never any pushback on that made up term. So the green jobs have always been false, right? And if there are any wind and solar jobs, well, around 80% of those products are manufactured in China. So they are going to get the jobs. They're going to get the tax revenue. Those green jobs, Biden is going to promise them the way Obama did. And I would say, don't hold your breath. If you're a Keystone Pipeline worker right now without a job for 5 and 6 months, and you're waiting for a green job to come, time to change career paths. They're never going to be delivered.
By the way, it was the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, 1603 program. Look it up. The 1603 program of that act claimed tens of thousands of green jobs that really didn't exist, quite a few of them. Daniel, good to see you. Thank you very much. And now an ongoing